Hello, and welcome to a series of rants I will be recording and editing and creating based on whatever my Instagram followers tell me to rant about. This one is Facebook, which I have a weird history with. Around when I was in like 3rd grade, I really wanted a Facebook because I saw my grandmother playing Farmville and I was like, oh, cool video games. And I would beg my mom for one, and she was like, no, if you use Facebook or the internet, it is the devil, and you will be hacked and found and murdered and or taken away, and worse, and all these crazy things. Obviously, wouldn't have happened, but she was very afraid of the internet. So for a long time, I didn't even really start using the internet. Like, I didn't have like an online presence until I was about 13. I didn't know, I was basically illiterate to the internet until then. And that's around when I first got social media in general. By the time I was 13, I obviously didn't care about Facebook. It's kind of on its way out. It still is. It's still dying. So I didn't care. I didn't get a Facebook until I was about 16. And by the time I got a Facebook, which the only reason I ever got a Facebook was to follow my friend Skylar, because that's where he got all of his memes, and he always had funny memes and shit like that. So I was like, oh yeah, Facebook has some good memes. I'll go to Facebook for some off-color weird memes. And it's still kind of good for that every once in a while. When I got a Facebook, when I was 16, well, the second time I got a Facebook, when I started actually using Facebook. So I got a Facebook around when I was probably about 14, which I don't really remember what it's called. I remembered I had a Black Butler profile picture, and I think it had Pikachu in it, because I was very young and just getting into anime. I was very young and cringy. When I actually used Facebook, it's mainly just because I was like, okay, I want to follow Skylar's memes, and I want to keep up with my grandparents, and I want to, use Facebook, because whatever, it's another social media app I can kill time with. And by then I was like, okay, I'm 16. It doesn't matter. I don't really care if my mom gets angry, but she'll never get angry. That'd be ridiculous. Until one day, my mom wakes me up in the morning, which she never did, because by that time, of course, I was waking myself up to go to school. And she was like, "Why didn't you tell me that you had a Facebook?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Why didn't you tell me you have a Facebook?" And I was like, "Well, it doesn't matter. Like, why would it matter?" He's like, "Well, why are you friends with your stepmom and your dad, but not me?" And I was like, "Well, I didn't look up my stepmom and my dad. They just kind of came up and recommended, and you didn't, I guess. Like, it doesn't matter." She cared immensely that I had a Facebook. And it was very strange. I don't understand it. It was a ridiculous argument that we got into, and I don't know why she was even angry about it. It's not like I post anything on Facebook. I digress. So, I got Facebook, and Facebook is terrible. It's an absolute shit show. It is filled with people who either do not care, because most of the people use it would rather be using Instagram or Twitter, so whenever somebody posts something on Facebook, it's always not really them. They kind of seems like they're putting on a show. Or it is people who are out of the loop, or in some way scared or ostracized by the communities that are perpetuated by stuff like Twitter or Instagram or whatever. Facebook is kind of like forum culture. There's a lot of weird subgroups on Facebook that remind me a lot of old forums and shit. So, because you find all these weird little things. Like, I'm following on Facebook a biker juggalo meme account that posts a lot about random, like, metal memes and random juggalo memes and random memes about biking. I don't know how I ended up following it. I don't remember. It just kind of started showing up in my feed one day. And I'm never going to get rid of it because I think it's fascinating and I think it's very interesting. But people who are out of the loop and kind of ostracized in some way, because a lot of the people who I see using Facebook a lot, not to name any names, are the people who are kind of overly edgy, more on the, like, I sexually identify as attack helicopter type shit, and are also the people who still find those memes funny, when in reality, it's not even that they're problematic or anything, it's just that they're not funny. And seeing that, and seeing the people who are kind of keep going with whatever shitty, stupid shit that they can't say on other social media applications. It's very interesting, very cool. Well, not cool. It's intriguing, and it makes using Facebook more bearable to me, because I can't get that any other way, even if it's kind of insufferable, and I don't really want to be there a lot of the time. So I've rarely, when I use Facebook, it something feral, something wrong in me starts to appear, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I do not care, and I just want to be mean to people that I know personally. Not even mean, well, yes, mean, but rarely in other social media applications do I want to actually just tell someone, I do not care. Why are you complaining? What is this? But on Facebook, it happens all the time. So, yeah, I guess that's it. That's all I really feel like I have to say. It's a weird kind of cesspool of people who are out of the loop for other social media applications, either because of a generational thing or because of the type of person that they are and their ideology. And that kind of makes it interesting. And also, it vaguely reminds me of forum culture, which is cool. To me, it's something that I probably only care about. But is cool to me. It's also useful when you're high or in bed and are supposed to be going to sleep, or both of those things at the same time, and you're just watching a bunch of cooking videos or craft videos, or despite not drinking, a lot of mixology videos. But yeah, that's something cool. That's something useful, I guess. Well, not useful, but it's something that happens. Um, yeah, that's what I think about Facebook. I think that's it. If you get tired, just remember to pull over, just take a little nap, and text me when you get home. I love you.